Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Free Hammers. It's been a while since me and Paul have been together. The season's over, but there's still loads to talk about. Obviously, we're going to talk a little bit about the Euros. We're going to talk a bit about David Moyes and that contract that's still not signed. Loads of transfer rumours. Listen, we're not in the nose or anything like that, but we're going to give our opinions on some of the names that are out there. Like I always say, we are not in the nose, but we can give our opinion on what we think that player would do for West Ham and whether we would like them or wouldn't like them. I think the best place to start, mate, is just, give a little sum up of how you think the season went in general, mate. And yeah, like, how do you feel about it? I've done my video. People have seen mine, but obviously I haven't seen it.
Obviously, mate, unbelievable season. There's no arguments about it. Yes, obviously you could say slightly disappointing. We missed out on the top four after being there for so long, but I mean, we've had second best season we've ever had. I think it was into the group stages of the Europa League. I'm so excited for that next year. Unbelievable, mate. Incredible season. Absolutely fantastic. We've, for a long time in the season, I've said many times on the show, I wasn't sure on Moyes long term as West Ham manager. Obviously, completely won me over. Still obviously bits to talk about with him not signing the contract yet, but yeah, unbelievable. Back him all the way. He's done an incredible job with the team that we've got. We've got a tiny squad. Unbelievable season. So I just see a comment there. There's an echo.
Yeah. Just let me know if the echo is still there, guys. Okay, because it's probably something where my mic's too close or something like that.
Probably me. Right. Let me put my headphones on and I'll turn the speakers down.
Oh, we've gone on professional now.
Right. Let us know if that gets rid of the echo. It should do.
A couple more things on last season, mate. It is last season now, obviously. What was your favourite match of last year?
There were a lot of games where we played incredible, really, really well. I think the standout, though, mate, has to be the Tottenham game. Even though we didn't win.
Oh, yeah, the comeback, yeah. That sort of sparked everything, didn't it? That sparked the season off.
100%. Even though we didn't win that game, we said at the time that the emotion from that game and how crazy you went.
Oh, mate, I can't remember a goal I've gone that mad over on the telly. It's an easy question. What is the goal of the season this year? There's no doubt about it, and how Lamela has robbed him of that. I don't know whether you see that yesterday. Eric Lamela won Premier League goal of the season.
Was that the Rabona?
The Rabona, yeah. Listen, lovely goal.
There were some really good goals actually in the goal of the season.
We had three in there, I think. We did.
Lingard, Lingard's run, and obviously the Lanzini goal. I think the Lanzini goal compared to the Lamela goal, the Lamela's goal was better, but the moment of the Lanzini goal is what made it.
Yeah.
That's what made it. And the little interview he did about his career and all the rest of it, and he sort of said it's such a shame that there weren't fans there for that moment, because it would have just imagine.
Yeah. For me, there's a couple of good thoughts. I think the Leicester game away, the 3-0, the Wolves game 4-0. Actually on a performance level, the first half against Arsenal when we went 3-0 up and just threw it away. But
that little run of games, we had 3 games in a row we went 3-0 up. Was it? And that was incredible. Unfortunately the rest of those games didn't go as well. It's typical West Ham, where you get to a point where you go 3-0 up and you're still thinking, we're going to lose this.
I know, it's still twitchy. Still twitchy.
Yeah.
What about your player of the season? Listen, it could have been any one of 6.
Really 7, difficult. Like you say, mate, so many contenders.
Did Rice win it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Rice was in the nominations, wasn't he, for team of the season and that?
And young player of the year, yeah. Obviously,
young player of the year,
yeah.
Which I think was harsh on Souček, to be honest. But yeah, it was so.
Souček was in Player of the Season. He was in for the Player of the Season nomination. Obviously,
Rice
won that.
Rice, Souček, Coufal, Ogbonna before the injury, Antonio. Mate, I'd even give a shout for Cresswell. He's had a fantastic
one of his best seasons, mate, for a long time.
Yeah, and that's why we had such a good season, because everybody. I don't think we didn't have a standout star. We didn't have one player who was winning us games on his own. We didn't have a star, but the team was fantastic. Like you say, when you get to the end of the season and you could make a case for 6-7 players to be player of the season, that's fantastic.
Mate, as we said, we had a player nearly in every player of the month, didn't we?
Yeah.
Literally nearly every, and that says a lot, man. Fornals as well. You didn't even mention Fornals, mate. Fornals has had an amazing season.
Yeah.
He's a bit Marmite with people, but he's listen, he does all the dirty stuff that people don't see. For me, it would have been Coufal or Souček, but I've got nothing against Rice winning it. Listen, I love Rice, do you know what I mean? And let's hope he stays in the summer. I think he will.
I think he will, yeah.
What about Moisey, mate? Would you give him as a rating out of 10 for the season?
10 out. No, I'm not going to give him 10 out of 10. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. Incredible season. What he's done with the squad. We've got such a tiny squad. Where we were last year to where we are today. Like I say, I was a bit thingy at first about whether he's a man that takes forward long term because of the way he's set up sometimes and all the rest of it. But he's shown that he can be progressive. He can play attacking. The only knock I would give David Moyes, possibly two knocks I'd give him for this season. First one is when we played against the so-called big 6 clubs. We played scared. Against United, Liverpool, Arsenal, we played scared, and that's a negative for me. This season, especially at the times we played them teams, like when we played Liverpool, when we played them, we were on an incredible run, like 6 wins from 8 or something.
And they were on a really bad spell, weren't they?
Liverpool were on a really bad run,
and
we went out scared of them. And that's a negative for me. The only other negative for me is not signing a striker in January. Because apparently that was down to Moyes. I understand his reasons why, but you just think if we had got a striker in those games when Antonio's injured, maybe we would have
got, just really a body.
Yeah, maybe we would have got those extra 3 points to get us into that top 4, But 9 out of 10 all day long for David Moyes.
Last question on last season, mate, before we move on to current stuff. Where does this season rate with you? Obviously, people of our generation, 36, 35 sort of mark, always compare it to 98, 99 season or last season at Up Bowling or the Pardew season when we got to the FA Cup final. There's like 4 seasons that stick out. Where is this on the list for you now? Is 98, 99 still top?
I think so. I think the Bowling last season at the Bowling was a better season as well. Not necessarily, as team performances, but the whole emotion of the last year, the last season at the Bowling, and obviously Payet, we had literally one of the best players in the world playing for us. Still above that. The Pard season was such a good season as well. What I'd say, if you had between those two, what an FA Cup final or Europa League qualification, I don't know, what do you value more is going to be the thing between them two?
I know, mate, it's a tough one, isn't it? Because thanks for all the comments coming along, guys. I'm flashing them up and we'll probably come back to some of them later on. It's tough, isn't it? Because that Pardew FA Cup final season, we were so good that year as well. That's another great team that was. That was a fantastic team.
Yeah. But this season is definitely
the best team. It's the best team. This is
and it's one of those seasons will be like you say, like we talk about these other seasons. This is a season we'll be talking about in years to come. It'll be remember this season, Yeah.
But it's hard because everything goes back to Paolo for us, doesn't it? Like the Paolo magician years. But it's definitely up there now as one of the best seasons of my West Ham life. But again, still no trophy to show at the end of it, which is a shame. Right, so next thing we're going to talk about, mate, is David Moyes' contract. apparently verbally agreed, and it's all done, etc., etc., etc. What do you think? What do you think of it?
I think there is interest from Everton. I don't know why there wouldn't be. Apparently, he was close to going back to them before they got Ancelotti. So I think there's definite interest there. I think Moyes, and I'm hoping this is the case anyway, I'm hoping that Moyes is using this as a negotiating tactic. He's going to Sullivan and saying, okay, listen, if you want me to stay on, you want me to sign this contract, you need to give me full control. You need to give me this budget. I need this player, I need these positions filled. And he's going to him with these set of, right, okay, this is what I want. And I think that's probably what's going on. The worry is, we all know David Sullivan, and if Sullivan can't give those problems, I don't think it's got anything to do with his own personal contract and money or anything like that.
It's
whether he's going to be backed.
Declan Rice is not going to get sold. Souček's not going to get sold.
Is he going to get backed to build this team? Is he going to get... So Moyes has always spoke about things like the training facilities, the scouting facilities. Is David Sullivan going to put money into that side of the club? If not, well, he could go to Everton. He's going to get back to money. He's got the training facilities. He's got the scouting network there. His family apparently is still up north. Apparently, even his wife didn't move down to London with him. So there's a lot of worries there. There's a lot of connections. There's a lot of worries there to say that Moyes could go. We'll see. I hope he will sign the contract. We'll see. There are definitely some warning signs there. The biggest thing is that I don't trust Sullivan.
No, that's it, mate. I think that's it. And I don't even think Moyes would trust him, even if it was on a piece of paper. I think Sullivan would find a way to wangle his way out of it. Oh yeah, but it didn't say you couldn't sell Declan for 99.999 million or something like that. Do you know what I mean? He'd find a way out of it. It is a bit of a concern. I do hope it will get sorted out in the next few days. But just one hypothetical one. If he wasn't to sign, who would you be looking at to come in? Not that I want him to go. Don't want him to go.
No, obviously. But you know, probably the other man who's being talked about, Nuno. Obviously released by Wolves. I wouldn't mind seeing him come in.
What about Scott Parker?
I like Scott as a manager, but I don't think he's ready. You know, if we were still a team mid-table, you know, lower mid-table, maybe you'd say, yeah, okay, take a risk on him. Is Scott Parker the man to come in and lead us into Europe?
I'll tell you another one. One more name I'll throw out there. If it was me, be honest with you, and it was like, okay, Moyes is gone, I'd throw all the money and go and get Bielsa in from Leeds.
Yes.
He'd play the football that you like, mate. He'd play the football.
Oh yeah, 100%, mate. No doubt about it. But why would he come?
Why would you come here? Why would you come to West Ham? You wouldn't, would you?
No. I think he already didn't. He already turn us down.
Yeah,
Why would he come to West Ham to work underneath Sullivan when he's got a good thing going at Leeds?
What about that, mate? Rafa?
Well, really, if we're being honest, and Moyes don't sign, Rafa's probably the man that will come in. There you go. Because we all know that Sullivan's got a thing for him. He's been after him for a long time. He's a free agent. He's not with a club at the minute. I mean, yeah, Paolo. I don't care if it'd be a disaster. But imagine.
Oh, mate, imagine it. Just imagine it.
Just to have Paolo back around the club every week.
Yeah, you know. Go on, mate.
Yeah, I know he does. He's like Sky Italia and all that, and he's always wearing West Ham suits and stuff. But imagine him back around the club every week.
Oh, mate, I know how you feel. Like, you're a big Colton fan, obviously, as a cult hero. But like, can you imagine seeing videos of Paolo all the time? You know, like Paolo at the training ground and going like, oh, messing around with the lads. Not that he's that sort of guy, you know, he's very much a professional Italian man, and he, you know, don't drink, nothing like that.
When it comes to training, yeah, he's, you know, serious. But but it'd be unbelievable. And the post-match interviews and stuff. It'd be. I'd love to see it. It's never going to happen.
The ship has sailed on that now.
Yeah, the ship has sailed. But we can dream.
Yeah, what a man, mate, what a guy. Yeah, what other comments we got here? Imagine Paolo with the passion. Wasn't Di Canio a bit of a disaster at Sunderland? Well, he kept him up, and then what happened was a bit like what Paul was saying there. He doesn't take falls lightly. He expects everyone to train like him and not drink, and then obviously the culture of that in the English game. Obviously, as a manager, you expect people to do what you do, and obviously they wasn't doing what he did. And I think there was just a massive clash, sadly, with Paolo. Lampard.
Imagine how funny that would be, though. Imagine how hilarious it would be if Frank Lampard became West Ham manager. I feel like the universe would implode. It's just imagine that. Imagine crazy. Imagine Lampard coming back. Oh yeah, I've got something to prove.
no thanks. Eddie Howe again. I think that ship sailed, mate. In terms of like what Paul was saying, in terms of progression and that now. I wouldn't be against Sean Dyche, if I'm honest with you. I wouldn't be against him. I quite like him as a manager. I think he gets the best out of bad, a small bunch of players.
There's another man who's free at the minute, mate, who just rejected Tottenham.
Oh, Conte, yeah.
Antonio Conte, I'll tell you what, if you want to win the Europa League.
Oh, yeah. Mitchell says, imagine the presser. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, it's never going to happen. I remember years ago, there was a fuel shortage in the UK, and Di Canio was the only one to turn up for training after jogging all the way from his house. Yeah, legend, mate. Absolute legend. Yeah, let's just talk a little bit about Tottenham, mate, before we go on to our transfer rumours. What is going on at that club? Let's all laugh at them, man. Conte's turned them down because he wanted apparently loads of money and sort of a guarantee that Harry Kane would stay. Poch not going back there. They're not left with much else now.
No, they ain't, mate.
The Ajax manager apparently is the newest name today.
The thing is, they're massively in debt because of the stadium. So they haven't got money to throw around. They've never really thrown money around anyway, especially wages. The wage structure of that club, they don't pay big wages or nothing. And let's be honest, without Harry Kane and Son, they're an ordinary team.
Oh, mate. Yeah, mate, they've gone from, it's the classic line. They've gone from winning the league in November to Europa League conference with no manager and their best player leaving.
Yeah.
Within a space of about 9 months.
Yeah, I mean, apparently Conte turned it down because he looked at them and said, no, I can't win anything with these short term. and he's right. He's right.
He's a fantastic manager. He's a fantastic manager, Conte.
Oh, he's a proven winner, mate. Everywhere he's been.
Won the league with Inter, obviously. Won the league with Chelsea.
Proven everywhere he's been, and that's the thing. I know Tottenham fans will be annoyed and all the rest of it, and Tottenham put himself in this European Super League. Tottenham have got delusions that they are one of these European elite clubs. They've got delusions that they're on the same level as Liverpool, Man United, Real Madrid, Juventus, Barcelona. They're not. They ain't anywhere near it.
They've not won a big trophy, just like us. They've not won a big trophy for years. They've got in Champions League a couple of times. Leicester have won the league. Leicester have won the league.
They're nowhere near it, mate. And why would a manager who's just won Serie A want to go to manage Tottenham? Like, realistically, West Ham are a better proposition right now.
Yeah,
and he's not going to come and manage West Ham either. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Massive, like delusional club, that where they think they are in the game is crazy.
Yeah, let's all laugh at them and let's hope that it all goes. And I hope that Ryan Mason's in charge when the season starts. Oh, just on that, actually, here's a name out of left field: Unai Emery for West Ham. If Moyes wasn't to sign, missed a good evening. Won the
Europa League.
Yeah, mate, won the Europa League 4 times, mate. So yeah, if you want a manager for a Europa League campaign, he is the man, mate. He is the man. And Conte has already turned down Spurs. Yep, that's what we were discussing, mate. Okay, yeah, so that's Moyes and managers and all that. Transfer news, mate. Lingard. So apparently, unfortunately, Lingard left out the England team. What did you make of that?
He might still get in.
Yeah, because obviously Trent's injury and who knows what's happening with Jordan Henderson. bit of a shame that he was left out. He played really well the other night. He set up Saka's goal. Apparently, again, links back to what we were just talking about. Lingard is very keen to come, but he's waiting on Moyes' situation. Over to you, mate.
As you'd expect. No surprises anywhere there, really. No surprise that he wants to come. You know, he come to West Ham, rejuvenate career. Obviously, seems to have a really, really good relationship with Moyes. He's got a really good relationship with the players, it seems. It seems like he's got on really well with Declan Rice. He deserved to be in the England squad. I know it was only sort of second half of the season, but over the second half of the season, he was one of the best players in the league. I think it's criminal that... And I've said before, I quite like Southgate as England manager, and I like, you know, the team that he's trying to build. But what did he pick? Like 5, 6 fullbacks?
4 right backs, yeah.
I don't know what he's doing. You know, I actually looked. So there was an article I read a couple of days ago, and it had the teams and you know, the major teams and their squads. You know, France, Germany, Belgium, Italy, all quite heavily weighted towards attacking players. And then you look at the England team, and it's all defenders.
Yeah,
it's mad. I don't know. I think Lingard deserved to be in the squad. He should go, and I think he's the one that all the pundits as well are saying, oh, I can't believe he weren't called up. I can't believe he didn't get in the squad. So I think he's probably going to be the one that will now go, with obviously Trent missing out.
So do you think he'll come to West Ham then? Do you think we will get that wrapped up?
Yeah. Obviously, if Moyes stays, I think we'll probably get him 15, 20 million.
And what a signing that would be, mate! What a signing that would be.
Yeah. I know. I see a lot of fans on the forums and that sort of saying, "Oh, you know, he might have been a flash in the pan. He only did this at the first part of when he joined, and then he sort of trailed off towards the end." But you've got to remember, he hadn't played football regularly for a long, long time. He was probably a bit burnt out. He played every minute for us, and he scored 9 goals.
Mate, if he would have gone on, I've seen a lot of channels say exactly the same thing as well. If he would have gone on the same form to the end of the season, mate, we're talking about Messi and Ronaldo numbers.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, no one, and he's not that level. Do you know what I mean? He's a fantastic, fantastic footballer. But to hit 9 goals in that period of time, most West Ham players don't hit 10 in 38.
Yeah. Exactly. I think the fans that were sort of getting on his back a bit about that and saying, "Oh, we shouldn't sign him because of that." Crazy. Come on, catch yourself on. Like you say, mate. You know who in our team has numbers anywhere near that? It'd be a fantastic.
Payet scored 12 in a season. He scored 9 in 18 games or whatever. Like, come on, do you know what I mean? As Dan says there, do you know what I mean? Absolute class for us. End of, moving on. So good point to go on to here. So hope we sign Alex Krell. It looks like absolute world class. So apparently the rumor is, again from Claret and Hugh, that Moyes would be set on just Lingard as the one midfielder, and that Alex Krell wouldn't come in because he's too good. Apparently, because Rice and Souček are the main starters, he'd be too good for the bench. What do you make of that?
I mean, we're going to have such a long season. We're going to have 50 odd games next year. We can't rely on Souček and Rice to play every single game. Can't happen. We need rotation.
Last season, you know, it needs to be very cameo based, doesn't it, next year?
Yeah. There's talks that Lanzini could be away to Marseille. And there's nobody else. There's nobody else to fill that role. So why not sign Krall, who's what, 20 million, something like that? 14 million for a potential, you know, player
plays with Souček.
Really high potential. Plays with Souček in midfield for the national team. Obviously, you know, I've seen that he follows West Ham on Twitter. He likes all the tweets. You know, he's obviously good mates with Souček and Soufal. They'll be in his ear. I think it'll happen. I think we'll sign him. There's too much going on.
But like you say, it may be down to when if and when Lanzini goes, that he comes in as that player. He looks good though. Again, everyone looks good on YouTube. I look like Messi on YouTube, but do you know what I mean? Like he looks tasty. He looks.
Yeah, you know, I think he'll sign, mate. I think he'll come in. He needs an haircut. I think he'll sign.
Another couple that are linked, mate, with again from that Czech team is Simmer, and you got Simmer, Patterson, Daka, and Hojsek. Obviously, 3 strikers. Anything you've seen about them, mate? I think Hojsek is probably the most exciting out of all them.
Really?
Yeah, 18 years old.
I would say Patson Daka, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, for me, I would say he's the most. He's probably the one that's going to go on to be world class. But I think he's probably going to go to Liverpool.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. 25 million for Liverpool. Yeah.
You know, you've got potentially the next Mane there.
Yeah.
I think he would be the one to get excited about. Butcher his name.
Apparently, though, mate, the Zambian. I'm going to call him the Zambian ex-West Ham employee, has said that he's going to join West Ham. Like the top sort of football pundit out there have said he will join.
I did see that. He said it'd be signing for a team in the top 6, not Liverpool.
Yeah.
So you never know. There's so many rumours out there at the minute. He would be. I think he's probably going to be one that's near top of the list. What's it? Hojsek.
Hojsek, yeah. Hojsek.
Probably butchering his name completely. No idea. Yeah. Sorry about that.
He's in the Czech squad for the Euros, Hojsek, as well. So it'd be interesting to see how he gets on.
Yeah, I was going to say, it'd be interesting to see how he does. But like you say, the fact that he's only 18, it's a risk. It is quite a gamble. But I think the biggest thing is with getting in a striker, with getting in an attacking player, I trust Moyes to get the right player.
Yeah,
I trust Moyes. If he says whatever one of these players we sign, if he says, yep, he's the one, happy days. I'm happy with that.
Loads of people saying about Krul must join. We urgently need another 6 footer in centre midfield, definitely. Danny Ings, mate. What about him? There's a few in it. Let's say the Premier League names, right? So Danny Ings, Chris Woods, Tammy Abrahams, and Giroud. Probably not going to come now. He's signed a new contract with Chelsea. But what about Tammy, Ings, or Woods? Woods would be a great backup striker. Chris Woods would be a great backup striker, but not the first.
Yeah, and I would say the same for. I mean, even Danny Ings is a fantastic player. You've got to look at age, injury record. Is he really a player we want to spend big money on to come in and be the man?
Well, you don't want another. When fit, he's fantastic.
Exactly.
Like Andy, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's what you want to avoid. So for that, Ings would be a bit of a worry for me. Tammy Abraham, probably of those, the pick, I would say.
Yeah, apparently you could get him for 25 now. He wasn't in the Champions League team. Tuchel has said he's got no future at the club. I wouldn't be against it. There's a lot of West Ham fans that don't like him, though. Whenever I do little shows or, do little videos about him, they always say they wouldn't like him.
I think he's the one with the most potential upside because of his age.
He's signed for Barcelona, mate.
Yeah, Barcelona. Apparently, he was heavily considering West Ham, but Barcelona came in and sort of turned his head. But yeah, I think Abraham will probably be the best of those. What was that about Daka there?
Mitchell's a Liverpool fan. Yeah, Mitchell's a Liverpool fan. He thinks
realistically,
he could be better. I think it's one of them that's up in the air at the minute.
Yeah, I think if you're him, you're going to want to go to Liverpool rather than West Ham. But then you've got to look at playing time. If he comes to West Ham, he's the main man. He is the star player.
Every week. Yeah, he plays every week.
He plays guaranteed every week. Whereas at Liverpool, I don't know. Would he come in as a replacement for Mane? I don't know. Mane didn't have the best season.
It might be the Bobby Firmino replacement, maybe, and he plays for the centre. But Mitchell will know a bit more about that. Here's a good one. And this rumour is about, what about Traore? I know Paul is a bit, mate, if you put Adama Traore there on a plate for West Ham, yep, take him all day long.
Would I want him at West Ham? Yes. Would I want him at West Ham as our striker? No.
That's a good point. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that. On our right wing, though, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right. Of course. Yeah. Put him on the right wing. Maybe a lot of people seem to think Bowen could play up front. I'm not sure. But if you put Traore in our team, of course, I would take him all day long. Pace, power.
Can you imagine him and Antonio, though?
Yeah.
Against opposition players.
He's exactly what you want. But like I say, would I want him to come in as our striker to rely on him scoring goals? Absolutely not. No.
I don't think you'd get him cheap either. I don't think that's a realistic rumour. I think you're going to be paying at least 35 million for him because of just him, just what he is. He's like his presence and stuff. Daka is such a good value bill. He's a reasonable gamble. Been better statistically than Haaland, apparently. Well, did not know that. I'm just going to go through some of the comments here. Until he got injured, I'd have been all over Silas Wamagantunga.
All I know about him is
he's good on FIFA.
Yeah, Silver Stars on FIFA was really like 97 pace or something. But I've
Yes,
never seen him play in real life.
We've had one player score more than 11 goals in a Premier League season in the past 20 years. Wood has done it twice in the last 2 seasons. Mate, I'd be all over Woods, mate, but it would have to be Woods and. Do you know what I mean? Like if it was Daka and Woods, Simmer and Woods, Hoslek and Woods, Abrahams and Woods all day long. Similar to Arnie, I'd have Arnie back, but it would have to be plus. Did you see Arnie's picture with Rice at all, mate? Like all like we're friends, great to see my pals and stuff.
No.
But with Woods about to turn 30 on a contract until he's 33 on the bottom half side, is that really where we should be looking? Again, just as a backup for me, just as another body there, or to play the Europa League games. For Moyes' style, Woods would fit in lovely. Traore and Antonio. Traore under Moyes could work. If Nez got a Premier League job, he might try and take Traore with him. That's Nuno, obviously. I'd love Adamar. Cost the club a fortune every week on Vaseline. Though goes through 3 bottles a game, apparently. Yes, Defo Wood and another. Totally agree. Woods with agreed Woods, and yeah, I think that's a fair point. Woods is not a bad player, and it's stopping bloody scoring against us as well. I'll let you go on, mate. Have a go at saying that name again. Go on.
Wamangituka.
Did his cruciate against Bayern a few weeks ago. He is rapid and strong as an ox. Opposition defenders would be absolutely terrorised with him. Oh, mate, if you had them 3 up front, Jesus Christ.
Now, St. Maximin is a player I would be excited about signing.
Yeah, but how much is he worth, mate?
Yeah, we couldn't afford him. See if we couldn't get the likes of Lingard. Like, imagine St. Maximin coming in to play on that left-hand side.
Oh, yeah, mate. If we would have got Champions League this year, I would have been all over trying to get someone like St. Maximin. Like, just so excited. Such an exciting player. I'm just going to quickly jump in here on the news. Yeah, what about Lanzini, mate? So it looks like Lanzini's off. I know we touched on it slightly, but what are your feelings towards that? Apparently, Payet is leading that.
It doesn't surprise me, you know. In the Payet season, that was Lanzini's best season as well, probably. I think Moyes would probably want to keep him, if I'm being honest. You know, with the amount of games we're going to be playing, you know, Europe as well.
It's such a shame he got injured as well. Like, you know, he came back and he played that, you know, that quarterback role, as I called it, and he looked so good that game, didn't he? You know, the passing stats were ridiculous.
Yeah, really good. Always looking forward. Really, I think the thing with Lanzini is he's so good under pressure. You know, you give him the ball under pressure and he always finds space to get away and to make the pass. He doesn't really drive at players anymore, take players on, but he's so good at receiving the ball under pressure and getting the ball away quickly. And it got us up the pitch so fast. And he looked fantastic. He really did. And like you say, mate, such a shame he got injured again. I don't think Moyes would want to sell Lanzini. I think he'd want to keep him.
I like him. I like him as a player. You know, he looked like he was just sort of getting it back a little bit as well. And again, just unfortunate that he went down injured, wasn't it?
Yeah, but if he does go to Marseille, I reckon he'll do really well in France.
If he's just done his cruciate, we'll get him on a 6-year deal. We're playing twice. That's that Manga Tinga Tuka, whatever bloody called. I have to get that right if we sign him. Lanzini looked so good when Rice got injured. He did, mate. He looked fantastic. Can't wait to see the Europa League job. We're going to talk about that in a minute. We're going to talk about that. One more player, mate, that's been linked, and it wouldn't surprise me, is Josh King again, obviously released by Everton. I wanted him in January. Listen, I'll sit and say it in January, but I don't want him now.
Why not? What's changed?
Because there's better options now. You know, in January, it was, I just wanted a body in. You know, I just wanted someone there to be thingy. But, you know, if I'm thinking, like you say, mate, Patson Daka, Chris Woods, Tammy Abrahams.
I think that's fair to say there's better options available. I think that's fair. I think if you were looking at a free transfer to come in again as a backup striker, not the main, obviously could not couldn't be the main man coming in, but as a backup striker coming in, I would still take him. Definitely. I like Josh King. Didn't really get a chance at Everton for whatever reason. And as a free transfer, like I say, as a backup striker, I'd definitely take him. I would take him.
Yeah. It'd be a shame to lose Lanzini. Obviously, another one looks like he's gone now. No, we haven't seen him for so long, but it looks like Winston Reid's going to join Brentford now on full term. But he'll be back in the Prem. How will you remember Winston Reid, mate?
The man who scored the last goal at the Boleyn. You know, he was a fantastic player. One of the best centre backs in the league. You know, when he was
a few years ago,
you know, linked with Man United. Fantastic. I still don't understand why we gave him a 6-year contract.
Yeah,
I still don't understand that. As good as he was at the time, I understand give him a 3-year contract, maybe 6 years. I can't get my head around that. And then obviously he got injured straight away, and that was basically the end. But you know, fantastic player. How many times do we say this as West Ham fans? Fantastic player when he was fit.
Yeah, no, it's a shame. It's a shame. Like you say, mate, his name will be synonymous forever because he scored the last ever goal. Right, I'm going to share this screen because we are going to move on to Europa League now, mate. So, for those of you who don't know, I hope you can all see this. So, these are the teams that are currently qualified. Real Sociedad, Frankfurt, Lyon, Real Betis, Leverkusen, Marseille, Leicester, Napoli, Braga, West Ham, Lazio, Lokomotiv Moscow, Antwerp, Sturm Graz, Zuna Luska, Randers, AZ, Fenerbahce, St Johnstone, and Jablonek. And that name there, Anophysis Famagusta. Right. Yeah, are you excited? I assume you're very excited, mate, about the games. Any of the teams there that jump at you?
The Lazio is the one. Number one.
Derby, yeah.
Lazio is the number one. Napoli, obviously, you know, I would love to see the Italian teams. Either of the German teams, Leverkusen, Frankfurt, you know, Betis.
Marseille, Payet return.
Yeah, Marseille, obviously, could have Payet and Lanzini returning.
Yeah.
Realistically, any of those clubs that are there would be fantastic. If you're looking at the qualifiers, scroll down a bit there, mate. So I'm guessing these haven't actually qualified yet.
No, obviously there's still games to be played. Obviously, I don't think the draws have been made for the qualifiers. Still, like obviously, all these positions here need to be filled.
Fenerbahce would be a tasty one. I don't know what, if any, Irish teams are in the pot, but
I'm not sure. Yeah, look, you can see like our points there. Look, we haven't got many, obviously, 20,000 CCC points, which means, you know, we're not going to be very highly seeded. We'll be in pot 2, 3 or 4, apparently.
That's good, though. So who's in pot 1?
So pot 1 is...
So there you go. You know,
it's the big teams, Lyon, Napoli.
Exactly. So I think that's good. You know, the fact that it means that we're guaranteed we're going to have games against one of those clubs. So I'm excited for that. I think that's really good.
Yeah, and then if you look, obviously the draw, for those of you wondering, the draw date for the group stage, so put it in your calendar, guys, 27th of August is when we will find out. And we're guaranteed games up to at least December, mate. We're in it to at least December.
I think even if as long as we don't bottom the group, we'll still have games after that, because the third place then goes into the
Conference League,
Conference League playoffs or whatever it is. So it's exciting times, mate. Exciting times. And then obviously don't forget, you've got the Champions League teams that will drop down into the Europa League as well. So
so if you get through the group, if we can somehow get through the group, you know, then you could be getting a big team. You could be getting a really big team, you know. We've got a chance. Do you think we should prioritise it? Do you think it should be, like, for example, would you take 15th in the league and a real good go at the Europa League?
Yeah. I mean,
I would.
I think we would need another incredibly good season to finish in the top 6 again. I hope we can. I don't get me wrong. I really hope we can do it, but it'd be a big ask. I think a lot of teams are going to improve next year. So yeah, I want to see us go for it. Why not? Why not try and win it? You know,
Mate,
why not? Why not at least try and get to the final?
You get Champions League for winning it, so I would prioritise it. I definitely would. I would want to see some of our best teams out. Dry ground at Olympic Stadium for Europa League. Do you think we'll fill? Do you think that if we can get 60,000 in there, do you think there'll be 60,000 in there for Europa League?
Of course there will.
Yeah,
of course there will.
Because we love it, don't we? The West Ham fans love it.
Of course there will, mate. Them games will sell out straight away. Absolutely straight away. There's no way there's going to be spare tickets going for them games.
Yeah. Right, so that's the sort of end of West Ham stuff. Just one other thing, mate. Obviously, it starts on Friday. Here it is, the wall chart. It's very, very small, sadly. But yeah, from that, mate. So your team, Italy, played Turkey in the first game. Do you fancy yourselves to get out of that group? Italy, Switzerland, Turkey, and Wales?
Mate, I'd say Italy are one of the favourites to win it.
Yeah, they're on the easier side of the draw. You know, got Netherlands over there, Belgium, your side of the draw as well. Apart from that, really, there's not much over that side of the draw.
No, I mean, I reckon, you know, it's a really good team, a good young team, hungry, something to prove.
Beat Czech Republic, didn't they? 4-0 the other day.
Made it look easy as well. They could have had more. Although I say that 2 of the goals were massive deflections, but you know they're a real good team at the minute. You know they're starting to look like Italy that you expect an Italian team to be. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think they're going to have a really good tournament. I'd expect them to go far.
Group B, obviously Belgium in there, mate. Like you say, mate, what a team they've got. Who knows whether Kevin De Bruyne will be all right? Obviously, he fractured his cheekbone, didn't he, in the Champions League final? But them and Netherlands probably the most scared for Italy on that side of the draw.
Yeah, and even then, Netherlands, Holland, not the team they were. But, you know, Belgium have got an unbelievable.
Yeah, Belgium are terrifying. Yeah,
they've got an unbelievable team. It's whether they. I feel like Belgium haven't hit their potential. But yeah, they're obviously the big threats on that side of the draw.
Before we get to England's group, we'll start down in the corner there. You got Hungary, Portugal, France, and Germany. That is group of death. You know, for my team that I love, France. France should, you know, if they turn up, should win the tournament. But we've seen France over the years. I think the winner could potentially come from that group, Portugal or France. I think. I don't know about the Germans. You know, Germans are usually good for a semi-final, but Portugal's side is ridiculous. That is a ridiculous side.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, mate. Like you say, those 3 massive teams, incredibly good squads. Germany have had a bit of a rough time recently, but you know, if you look at the players they've got in their team, they've got some fantastic players. France, probably the best team in the world. And then, like you say,
got brilliant players, mate. Felix, Fernandez, Ronaldo.
Yeah, it's a frightening one. That, in fact, you know, that whole side, like you say, and then just glancing at the others with Spain in there, England, Croatia, Czech Republic. That's a scary side of the draw.
And I'm not saying Poland are the best team in the world, but they probably have one of the best strikers in the tournament, Lewandowski.
The best out and out striker in the world, mate.
You know, who could carry you through games. You got Spain. I don't know how good Spain are at the minute. I don't know how good Spain are.
Their team is quite interesting, quite controversial. They left quite a few big
all the Real Madrid players out, wasn't it?
Yeah, of the squad. So it'd be interesting to see how they get on, actually. It'd be interesting to see how Spain do.
Sweden return of Ibrahimovic as well for this last tournament, probably. And then finally, mate, England's group, Scotland, Croatia, and Czech Republic. You know, all the pundits are saying England should get out of that group. I don't think it's as easy as they say, mate.
It's not easy, but I would expect them to. I don't think England will go far, but I would expect them to get out of the group without too much trouble, to be honest with you. But then, like you say, as soon as they come up, there you go. As soon as they come up against France, I would say if they play France or Portugal, see you later. Germany is always, you know, that
either way,
West Ham, Tottenham sort of thing.
Zlatan is out apparently. Zlatan's out apparently.
Oh, there you go. To be honest, even with Ibrin, I wouldn't have rated. No.
Apparently, Turkey looking very good as well, according to. They've got a few good players actually, Wilmaz and people like that. And the guy who's just won the league with Lille, I can't remember his name. Quality for Europe once in a million years. All controversial. No chance, Italy. Sorry, Paul. France all day long. Their team is unbelievable.
I think it's harsh. I think it's very harsh to say no chance.
I think Italy could be the surprise package. I think that's what I've said. I don't think they'll win it, but I think they could be the surprise package. They could be the one where you go, you know, like you're saying, like, oh, Italy's one for the World Cup next time. Like, this is a squad to watch. You know, like with the Germans, where they had that young team and then they went and won the World Cup. There's some good players in there, though. No doubt about it. Immobile's a fantastic player. Is it Insigne as well? Is he?
Yeah, banging them in. They've got like the likes of Belotti, incredible
one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Donnarumma. You know what I mean? There's some fantastic players.
And then you've still got the likes of Chiellini, Bonucci. You know, it's a good team. It's a good team, mate.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, that's it. Like I say, France should, if they don't have their dramas and all that, should win it quite comfortably. But France are renowned for slipping up against that Hungary or whatever. They'll be too arrogant, but their squad's ridiculous. It's the players they leave out, mate, France, for me. There's no Ben Yedder. Someone like Payet, who's still fantastic, don't get anywhere near the team. And like Griezmann, Dembele, Mbappe. It's just ridiculous. That team is ridiculous. Pogba, Kante, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Who would you back for the Golden Boot? I'd say Kane, even though he does my head in. I'll be honest, I'll put a bet on England. I'll put England and Kane 16-1. I'll put a fiver on that. What about you, mate?
No, I don't think Kane. I think the only reason the only reason he got it last time was because he scored, how many penalties did he score to get the Golden Boot last time? Yeah,
and I think didn't he score an hat-trick in that 6-0 game?
Yeah, so no, I don't back Kane for that. It's an interesting one, though. It is an interesting one. Depending on how Belgium do, Lukaku's got a shout.
Yeah, Lukaku's on fire, isn't he? Yeah, it's a good shout.
Obviously, you've got Ronaldo.
Mbappe.
Yeah, you know, Mbappe. So it's an interesting.
But you could, like you said, mate, you know, you're saying about Lewandowski being one of the best strikers in the world. They might not get through the group stage, but someone like Lewandowski could score 5 goals in the group stage.
Yeah,
that's the sort of player he is. You know, they could lose the game 4-3, but he's still got an hat-trick or whatever. Just a few more comments. I can't work out why England are favourites. We have great players. Yeah, they are, mate. They're favourites. Yeah.
Who's made them favourites? What booking?
England favourites, joint favourites, I think, with France. I think it's 5-1.
Crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah, England favourites. That's insane. That is crazy. I don't know. Like, you're telling me, you know, we just spoke about it. You know, obviously, likes of
good shouts,
Italy, Spain, even Germany, not what they were. But seriously, someone's looking at that and going, "Oh yeah, England are better than France. Yeah,
England are world champions.
England are better than Portugal. Yeah. England are better than Belgium.
I think. Like, I watched the Austria game. You know, I watched it because obviously nice to see 2 West Ham players playing. To be honest with you, Rice and Lingard in the same team. I watched it. Austria weren't a bad team. You know, they didn't come out of the shell or anything like that. And you just sit, mate. And you know, England fans must think it. You know, yeah, okay, we'll beat the Luxembourgs, we'll beat the Macedonians, we'll beat. Soon as you come up against a technically good side like France, like Italy, like Spain, they can't beat them. They can't find the answer to beat them. It's all good beating Argentina and Brazil in friendlies, but when it comes down to that bit, like even like Croatia, Modric is still one of the best players in the world by a mile. Do you know what I mean? And every time he does bits, a 37-year-old Pirlo did bits. Do you know what I mean? Oh, that was someone who's linked with the Everton job, mate. Pirlo. Would you have him at West Ham?
Not as manager.
No,
again, it'd be another one.
Blocked at Juventus a bit, didn't he?
It'd be another one that would be unbelievable to have around the club. you know, one of the best players of all time.
And
One of the best
Del
players of our
Piero
generation.
is assistant as well, mate.
Come on. What are you trying to do to me? But yeah, you know, Pirlo, I imagine him as a midfield coach.
Oh, mate, he's the best I've ever seen. Like, I love Zidane, but in terms of classy, graceful,
dictating the game,
his passing was a joke.
The way that he read the game and dictating the game, you know, unbelievable player. But not as a manager, no.
And free kicks as well, just to chuck that in there. One of the best free kick takers I've ever seen as well. I think England are being overlooked slightly. I reckon we'll be a surprise. Listen, they've got a great team. Listen, some of my favourite young players. Foden is just an amazing player. Hurts me to say it because he's Chelsea, but Mount is a wonderful player. Grealish, wonderful player. There's some really good players in there, but you know, we've got to see. We've got to see him.
Kane, obviously. Yeah, don't get me wrong. England have got a good team, but to put them as favourites is insane.
He'd sell some merch, Pirlo, if you bought him.
Imagine a manager selling merchandise for you.
Yeah, yeah, ugly geezer he is, isn't he? Bloody ugly geezer. My question: why do we still spend money on youth players but never seem to play them? They go out on loan and we never see them again. Yeah, obviously we signed the Reading guy and the Chelsea guy this week as well, Thierry Neves. Well,
I think the thing is you say that. Why do we still spend money and never play them? But you know, you're going to have a few that don't make it, but then every now and again you're going to have a Declan Rice. You know, Declan Rice.
I don't know if you've seen my video I did the other day, mate, about Slavia Prague, and you know, if we were to get Krau or Sima or whatever, I think we should be sending some of our youth players over there as like a thank you, because they get something out of it, and then potentially we get something out of it. It's proven that that league is, you know, a good caliber. It's probably like a decent championship level standard football every week.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. I don't know. I'm pretty sure our relationship as I can't think of the term now. Like the sort of team is that VVV Venlo or whatever they are.
Yeah.
But no, absolutely, mate. I agree. But I just think with the young players, if we're signing young players for £1 million, £2 million, it's fine. You know, it's good to bring these in, and then some of them won't make it. You know, they'll go out on loan. If they don't make it, they move on. We could still make a profit on them. I saw that Said Haksabanovic recently signed for someone for £6 million, and we had a sell-on clause, so we'll get a kickback for that. You know, it's not a bad way to do business. And then, like I say, every now and again, if you get a Declan Rice come through, well, you know, all of a sudden you've got a £100 million player on your hands. So it's worth taking a gamble. I don't see anything wrong with it. You know, a couple of £1 million on a youth player is nothing these days. Nothing.
No, mate, not at all. Last thing, mate, because we've done all the football now. Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather this evening. You know, what a joke. But I'll be watching. I probably will watch. What about you?
I'll watch it, mate. Yeah, it's handy because it's it'll be Monday morning, won't it? And I'm up at 5 o'clock for work anyway, so I'll probably
watch it as I get up. Yeah,
I'll probably be up and be able to watch it anyway. So I'll watch it for the spectacle of it, but as an actual competition, it isn't a competition. It's not an actual fight or anything like that. You know, Mayweather will literally laugh his way through the fight. Literally, he'll laugh his way through the fight. It'll probably take him, I think it's only, 8 rounds, is it? Yeah,
8 3-minute rounds, yeah.
I think it'll probably take him the sort of 3 or 4, and then he'll knock him out. It'll just be funny.
I just want to watch it to see him get knocked out, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it'll just be funny to watch. You know, there's no drama, there's no sense of any kind of competition there. It's you know, if you want to talk about this, what this is doing to actual boxing, all the rest of it, it's a retired boxer against a YouTuber, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah, it's just funny. It's just funny. I'd rather watch songs of praise. Other thing on boxing, it looks like Joshua Fury's off as well, mate. And listen, for you guys that are here for West Ham, me and Paul always end on boxing. It's just something we love. It looks like Fury's going to fight Wilder again on the 24th of July. Do you expect anything less than a knockout win again?
No.
Do you think he could do him quicker?
Possibly. Wilder's a mess at the minute. He's a mess. His head's all over the place. You know, his camp as well. You know, the excuses after the last fight. He's in my opinion, he's done. I think he's done, mate.
I think he just wants that one last big payday.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing, obviously, Joshua looks like he's going to relinquish the belt now and not fight Usyk. What do you make of that? I'd like to have seen him for Usyk.
I would have liked to have seen that. I haven't actually seen that news.
Yeah, that's the rumor. That's the rumor.
I'll be surprised because the whole thing that he wants is he wants to unify the belts. So I'll be surprised if he does relinquish a belt. I don't. You know, that doesn't. The next thing for Joshua.
He's undisputed.
He's undisputed champion. So I don't know why he would do that. I don't know. I don't think.
I wouldn't like to see it either. It's like, come on, if you're going to do it, you've got to go and beat these people. I don't expect Usyk to beat him. I don't expect Usyk to beat him at all.
No, that's what I mean. I don't think this is a scary fight for Joshua either. Usyk, don't get me wrong, he's a fantastic boxer, but he's not. He's not big enough. He ain't got the power to trouble the big heavyweights. And like you say, mate, if you want to go on and you want to claim to be the best and you want to be the undisputed champion of the world, you've got to fight everybody. You've got to defend your title against all comers. So I'd be disappointed, like you say, mate. I'd be disappointed if he does sort of drop that fight and drop the belt. Yeah.
Last thing, did you see Eddie Hearn has now signed up with DAZN? Matchroom Boxing, what a deal that's going to be. I tell you what, if they keep the price at that $199 a month, which I don't think they will.
No way. No way.
But that's even $5.99. Let's say $5.99 a month, and you're guaranteed a decent fight sort of once a month. Come on, that's great value, isn't it? That's fantastic value.
Yeah, it is. Like you say, £2 a month at the minute. I'm paying that because it's £2 a month.
Canelo, Billy Joe Saunders for £1.99. Come on,
it's fantastic. But yeah, obviously, there's no way in the world the price stays that level. It'd be interesting to see what they do with the pricing. Hopefully, they do keep it down. Like say,
I want them to get football. That's what I want. I want them to go in that market for the football.
They've got football pretty much everywhere apart from England. I'm pretty sure they've got world broadcasting rights for quite a lot of football actually, but not in the UK. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do with the prices.
Yeah. I think I'll wrap it up there, guys. Thank you to everyone who's commented in the chat. Been a great afternoon. Go out there and enjoy that sun. Apparently, we've got 2 weeks left of it, and then it will go a little bit cold again. Apparently, it's really nice in Northern Ireland today. I see on the weather. Apparently, it's beautiful.
It's a bit cloudy at the minute, yeah, but it's been a nice week.
Yeah, definitely. Until next time, guys, me and Paul will be back next week. And obviously, the Euros would have started by then as well, and we can start talking about that and enjoying it. Yeah, till next time, come on you irons. As Derek says, smash that like button. Until next time, let's go.
Cheers.